Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are going to cut straight to the heart of a really intense and constant situation.
Yeah.
We're talking about a centuries-long, relentless search for buried treasure. And it's happening right under the noses of the living.
Right. We're looking at the experience of sharing a space with two unseen occupants.
And their dedication to this one mission, it just defines the entire atmosphere of the home.
And that atmosphere is incredibly tense. I mean, the main thing about living in this house isn't peace and quiet.
No.
It's the constant, almost background noise of doors shutting. It's this methodical, repetitive sound that you hear morning or night.
Our sources describe this couple. They're unseen, and they're always moving, always searching.
Hand in hand, lifting here, opening there, making sure. That's the description.
And the paradox, the thing that's so strange, is that their presence is actually quite noisy, but their goal is silence. They know they're coexisting. You can tell from their whispers. They're constantly worried, saying quietly, or we shall wake them.
So they're being meticulous, trying to keep it all a secret. Maybe they're afraid of being disrupted, or worse, being seen.
At first, it really seems like they're just looking for something physical,
Yeah.
a lost item.
Yeah, they drop these little hints to each other like, here we left it, or, oh, but here too.
They even mention specific places like upstairs and in the garden.
So our mission today is to really analyze the emotional cost of living like this. We need to track how the nature of this treasure changes and figure out what this ghostly couple actually finds in the end.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This intense coexistence
Right.
and the psychological drain it must cause.
Right, because the person living there doesn't just run screaming.
No, they adapt, which is almost stranger. They'll just be sitting there reading, and the searchers become this weird internal routine.
You're tracking their progress in their head.
Exactly. Without even looking up from their book, they're thinking they're looking for it. They're drawing the curtain. And then this moment of certainty, now they found it.
That suggests such a profound long-term acceptance, or maybe just deep exhaustion. It's like this tension has become a part of them, a little shadow clock ticking away in their mind. But, eventually you just can't keep it up.
Right. You get tired of just knowing it silently.
And the occupant finally gets up. They need to see for oneself.
And this is where that profound disorientation just hits you. It shows the very real effect these invisible searchers have on a living person's mind.
Because the moment they decide to go and look,
The house is suddenly jarringly empty. All those doors they just heard clicking shut are now standing wide open.
it's a complete information vacuum. All the evidence is just gone.
Vanished.
The only sounds left are from the outside world, wood pigeons, the hum of a threshing machine. And that emptiness, it just steals the occupant's purpose.
Their hands are empty. And they literally ask themselves, what did I come in here for? What did I want to find?
So they grasp for any logical reason, no matter how boring.
Anything to fill that void.
Yeah.
They try to rationalize it, like maybe it was the apples in the loft.
But it doesn't stick. And the one definitive proof that something really happened is the book they were reading.
It slipped into the grass.
Exactly. The subtle point here is that this presence has a real, tangible effect. It disrupts your memory, it steals your focus, it fundamentally disorients you.
They don't just occupy the space, they occupy your mind.
That's the psychological cost. The past is literally extracting a tax on the present's ability to just function.
But we do know the search wasn't totally for nothing. For the couple, anyway.
Right. Despite the occupant finding the house empty, our source says the couple did find something in the drawing room.
Yet the proof of it is almost, it's unbearably subtle.
You can't see them. The living occupant can't see the figures themselves.
No, all they can see are these indirect reflections in the window panes.
Yeah.
Apples, roses, leaves.
That's the core paradox, isn't it? They want silence, but their search is noisy. And then the evidence of their success is almost invisible.
We're told that their movement causes the apple in the reflection to turn, just so you can see its yellow side.
It's so ethereal, so fleeting. Just enough to confirm they were there, even as the occupant's own search just ends in total confusion.
And this is where the house itself sort of steps in. A biological element suddenly enters the scene. The house has a pulse, a heartbeat.
And it beats softly, and it's reassuring, safe, safe, safe. And it explicitly confirms the treasure buried, the room.
That detail just changes everything. The house isn't just a building. It's a silent, living witness, and it's confirming where the treasure is.
But who is it talking to? The occupant? Or is it
Right.
just speaking to the atmosphere itself?
I don't know. But then the pulse just stops. It cuts short, right as the thought dawns on the occupant. Oh, was that the buried treasure?
And that silence must be deafening. Why does it stop right there?
Is it protecting the mystery? Is it signaling the search is over?
Or maybe the discovery was so profound it just required total silence? I think it's that last one.
Yeah.
This moment forces us to look at their history.
Right. To get why the treasure is buried and why the house says they're safe, we need the context of their separation. The light fades, and we learn that what separated them was death was the glass. Death was between us.
The woman, we're told, she died first, hundreds of years ago. And that sealed the house. It darkened the rooms.
But the man didn't just follow her. He left.
He traveled north and east, saw the stars turn in the southern sky. It suggests a whole lifetime of wandering the globe.
So his search, his centuries-long search, it wasn't just for a lost object in the house.
No, it was a search for her and for the life they shared.
He only comes back much later to find the house dropped beneath the downs, and that house pulse beating safe, 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 the treasure yours, it's a confirmation. The ultimate success was them being reunited in this space they loved.
What's so fascinating is how their motivation it immediately shifts after that.
Yeah.
The outside world is chaotic wind roaring, moonbeams spilling everywhere. But inside, the light from their lamp and candle is straight and still.
They weren't looking for an object anymore. No. Now they're seeking their joy.
So they go from being treasure hunters to almost like archaeologists of emotion.
That's a great way to put it.
They're wandering, whispering, and the things they say show they're just. They're excavating the small, intimate routines that made up their life together.
They're mapping their past onto the physical rooms. Yeah. They remember simple things. Here we slept, and kisses without number.
Little details, waking in the morning and seeing silver between the trees.
They mention specific places, specific times, upstairs, in the garden, and even the seasons, when summer came, in winter snow time.
You know, if their life together, the sleeping and the kisses, if that's the treasure, it really makes you reevaluate your own spaces.
How so?
Like, what emotional footprint are you leaving behind? What's going to outlast the walls? It seems like they're looking for validation that their emotional life was real, that it was valuable, and that it's still tangible somehow.
And as they get closer to the living sleepers in the house, you see their own emotions sync up. And the house registers it.
The sound of the doors.
Yes, that constant, aggressive shutting sound from earlier, it softens. It becomes gentle. The doors are now gently knocking like the pulse of a heart.
So it's not just a descriptive detail, it's a resolution. The environment itself is signaling that they've found some kind of emotional peace.
They're not restless intruders anymore.
No, they're harmonious observers.
And this harmony leads them right to the doorway of the living occupants.
Yeah.
The climax isn't violent at all. It's just profound stillness.
They stop moving. And even the world outside seems to respect the moment. The wind dies down, the rain just slides down the glass.
And the occupants feel it, even in their sleep. Our eyes darken. We hear no steps beside us.
This is it, the final step, this intimate moment of observation. The man shields their lantern to focus the light.
Look, he breathes.
And then the crucial line, sound asleep, love upon their lips. They hold their silver lamp over the sleepers and they just look long and deeply.
They're seeing their own hidden joy reflected in the life of these sleepers. It's like they're confirming that the love they had still exists in this same place.
It's being validated by the current inhabitants. It has to be this profound moment of peace for them.
They then affirm it one last time, connecting their past to this present moment.
He sighs, long years, and says, "Again you found me."
And she gives this beautiful final inventory of what their real wealth was. Here, she murmurs, sleeping, in the garden, reading, laughing, rolling apples in the loft. Here we left our treasure.
And right as they say it,
The house heart just beats wildly. Safe,
Right.
safe, safe, safe. And the immediate effect on the living occupant is, well, it's startling. The light from the ghost lamp lifts the lids on their eyes. It wakes them up, and they cry out the final realization.
"Oh, is this your buried treasure, the light in the heart?"
Exactly. The treasure is literally the light, the love that the living people radiate. And that light confirms the meaning of the love the ghostly couple shared centuries ago.
So let's go back to the cost. The treasure wasn't gold. It was the continuity of simple human life.
The sleeping, the reading, the kisses without number.
A joy that was sealed by death, but somehow preserved by the house's heart.
So their ultimate joy isn't in finding some old object, but in seeing that simple, living love continue in the people who live there now.
They found their own past reflected in the vitality, the messiness of the present. But is the house really safe for everyone?
What do you mean?
Well, they found their peace, sure, but the living occupant is left dizzy, disoriented, waking up and crying out. Doesn't this whole thing still take a toll on the present?
It takes a toll maybe of confusion, but perhaps it gives a gift too. A really profound, if terrifying, understanding.
Boundaries blur.
Yeah, the lines between living and dead blur into this mutual recognition that love endures, that the emotional safety they felt is still available in that space.
So the house itself becomes the keeper of that safety. It holds the memory, the history, the pulse. If its safety is tied to love and memory, what's its real purpose? To protect the past couple's memory or to safeguard the love of the current sleepers?
It seems like it's doing both at the same time, offering sanctuary across centuries.
It does.
And it makes you wonder about the spaces you inhabit. If the safety of a place is tied to memory and love, what kind of lasting treasure are you leaving behind right now? What emotional echoes are you creating that will define the atmosphere long after you're gone?
A provocative thought.
We'll leave you with that one until our next deep dive.